Hey, it's Matt Loves Cameras. Today I'm going to be showing you 3 rolls of 100 speed film I shot in Indonesia on my recent holiday. So the first lot of images were shot in Flores on Ektar 100, the next lot were on Lomography 100, again in Flores, and the last few photos were taken in Bali on Fujicolor 100 color negative film. Now the Contax G1 is one of my favorite cameras. The 45mm planar lens for this system is absolutely outstanding. It does certainly have its quirks though, and I'll talk about them as we look through the pictures. So let's get into it right now. So the first 4 pictures were taken on Ektar. Yes, of course, Ektar was in a roll of 36 exposures, but I'm only going to show you 4 images from that roll. The other ones turned out pretty well, but what I did was I got all of these photos from 3 rolls in Lightroom, and I basically just chose all of my favorite ones, and this is just the way it panned out. But look at this first one here. This is fantastic. I love this. My wife and I are walking through the town of Labuan Bajo one day, and you know, at the side of the road here, you've got this stall here with this guy selling all sort of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Absolutely love this. And he's got like a weighing scale out there, and there's some people sort of crowding around trying to buy some stuff. And you know, I think the lady here and the little kid just looking at the camera as I take the photo really makes it. Really love this photo. The next one was further along in town. My wife said, hey, look, there is some green bananas there. And the green bananas were on these bright pink gas bottles. And behind that, you've got this orange wall. So you've got this real like explosion of color going on in this frame. And yeah, I had to sort of shoot through like this kind of like metal sort of grate. So it wasn't really easy to take the photo. But I didn't want the metal grate in the photo, so I had to shoot through it. And this is my favorite one here. The depth of field here is really good. Shooting on 100 speed color film, and it was getting a little bit like late afternoon, a little bit dark. So I managed to, you know, get a picture here at f2 with that 100 speed film. Very shallow depth of field here. Just the gas bottle there is in focus, but I really like that one. The next one was this stand. I just really love this. This is like a fast food stand of, you know, noodles or rice or something like that. And someone's just, you know, left the stand. I'm not sure where they were, but they've got all like the condiments laid out, and they sort of got all the implements, the utensils and stuff there to cook people takeaway. Absolutely love this. I think this is really fantastic. And the last one I'm going to show you from the roll of Ektar was a group of lads playing football. My wife saw them and she said, hey, go and take a photo of those kids playing football. So I went over and they kind of mobbed me. And I've spoken about this in my video that I took, the photos I took with the Stylus Epic. But yeah, these kids were very friendly, and I took their photo, and then later on I emailed them, well actually I WhatsApped them the digital copies of the photos, and they were very thankful. So yeah, it was really cool. A lot of people in Labuan Bajo are really, really friendly, and if you sort of have a camera, they will pose for you. Like, they're so unused to being in photos that they're more than happy to be in the picture, which is really, really cool. Case in point with the first photo from the next roll. This was taken on Lomography 100, all of these next photos. And again, I was walking into town, I saw these guys, they were sort of throwing boxes to each other and loading them up on the truck. And I went to sort of like look at them like, hey, how you going? And they sort of posed for me here. I really love this. So the guy on the left's got a box, the guy in the middle's giving the thumbs up, and look at the guy at the back of the truck. He thinks it's hilarious that this weird white guy with his cameras wants to take a photo of the guys doing work. So yeah, I really love that photo. It's one of my favorites from the trip. The next one is just like a backyard sort of thing. We were passing by like a courtyard here, and you've got all the clothes out, and you know I love a good hills hoist. This isn't quite a hills hoist, but yeah, I really like this one, all the colors there. The next one is absolutely one of my favorite photos, again from this trip. I went past this fruit and vegetable stand, and just the mix of colors here is absolutely fantastic. You've got those sort of pale red faded crates, and then you've got the beautiful fresh Asian greens here growing. Yeah, really love this photo. I took this on so many cameras, and somehow I didn't get kicked out of the shop. The next one I just spotted walking along the streets of Labuan Bajo. There's this sort of red and white wall, and there's these brooms there. So I took this photo, really love that. It is super sharp. That 45mm f2 planar lens is super sharp, really love it. The next few photos were taken on our day trip to Komodo National Park. And the first one here is a patrol boat. You may remember this from my super sampler video. Love the colors here, and yeah, this is really nice. The next one is just one of the jetties there at Komodo Island. I sort of looked around before I took photos to make sure one of the Komodo dragons wasn't coming up to attack me, but it was all good. The next one after that, this is on Padar Island. We just finished our hike up the hill at Padar Island. It was so hot and so sweaty. And then when we come back down, there's just like, casually like a deer just hanging out and going for a swim in the water, which was pretty cool. The Komodo dragon actually do hunt the deer. So sometimes, yeah, the poor old deer get eaten up by the Komodo dragons. But such is the circle of life, I guess. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and also leave a comment down below. I'd also love it if you subscribe to one of my Substack newsletters. mattlovescameras.substack.com has a lot of pictures taken on film and digital compact cameras, and japanpics.substack.com is 100% Japan travel photography. Again, this is on Padar Island, and you can see here there's a guy on top of that boat. I think this is a really cool shot. There's lots of little day tripping boats and overnight boats that you can take from Labuan Bajo if you're into diving and snorkeling and all that kind of stuff. The next one is just a shot of Padar Island. Yeah, really beautiful place, like a really unusually shaped island, and yeah, really great for pictures. And another one after that, look at those beautiful hills and the bays and the beaches, really wonderful looking place. And the final one is back in Labuan Bajo. My wife and I are walking along the seafront one day, and just casually on like a mattress looking raft, it's just two guys with a paddle. So I took this photo and I'm really happy with it. All of the photos, or almost all of the photos from these two rolls turned out really beautiful and really sharp. We'll see in the final roll though on the Fujicolor 100, there's a couple where I think my depth of field was just too narrow and I missed focus. So let's get into them now. The first one though is beautiful. This is outside one of the places we stayed at. So I always wanted to stay at this place called Iba in Ubud. It's a very luxurious place. And because it was my 50th birthday this year, yeah, I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go there. We went there and we had to have 2 rooms because no room would fit all 4 of us. So yeah, the first one here was taken outside my wife's villa. It was my 50th birthday trip, but my wife and my daughter, they got upgraded to this beautiful villa with a pool, a private pool. So here is their part of their private sort of place. And yeah, there was a pond in front of Buddha here. And I just love the greens here and the stonework and the ferns. Really, really love this. The next one is just some frangipani leaves on top of a white car. I love frangipanis. We have loads of them here in Australia and there's loads of them in Bali too. So really, really like that image. The next one is just in Ubud with some beautiful ferns. And again, look at those greens on the Fujicolor 100. They look absolutely magic. Really, really like that. The next one was at the Elephant Temple, Goa Gadja, and I went to the sort of Buddhist temple part of it, and this little like teapot sort of thing, and I took this. I can't remember if it was F2 or F4, I'm not sure. But look at that, really nice depth of field, and that teapot thingy is beautifully in focus, nice and sharp and everything else. A little bit of a blur to it. Really love that image, it's really nice. The next one though, I am a little bit disappointed with. Now you'll know if you've seen my other photos from this trip that I did capture this on my Stylus Epic pretty well. This one here on the Contax G1, yeah, I think the focus, I didn't quite nail the focus. It was late afternoon, I don't think I could shoot at f4 or f5.6 or something like that. So I had to go down to f2 with the 100 speed film. And as you can see here, yeah, it just didn't get focused very well. I would say, is it camera error or my error? Probably my error. However, there are some known focusing issues with the G1, and I find that if you are going to shoot, wide open, look, take a couple of pictures if it's an important shot, because sometimes you just don't know whether you're going to get that focus or not. Whether it's your fault, the camera's fault, I'm not sure, but take a couple of pictures if you really love the shot. The next one was in a cafe called Lazy Cat. It's a really cool cafe, really like it there. And the framing was a bit tight here because I'm sitting on a sofa and I'm trying to get the table and everything in. And I'm trying to get the picture on the wall in the background. But I did shoot this fairly shallow depth of field, but I really like this. It's got a really beautiful sort of depth of field to it, hasn't it? And you got the sofa and the flowers and the table and all that. Really, really nice image there. And the last image from this roll is this beautiful display of fruit. I think you got bananas, I think rambutans, I can't remember. There's so many tropical fruits, I forget them all. But yeah, bananas and other tropical fruits there. And this one is nice in focus. So I kind of nailed that one. Really, really happy. So there you go. What did you think of the photos that I took with my Contax G1 in Bali, Indonesia, and in Flores, Indonesia, on 3 rolls of 100 speed color negative film? I would love to know. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Now, I really do love the G1. When I went to Japan with my son in September, I didn't take it with me. I took the Contax T3 instead because I thought, I've taken the G1 a couple of places this year. I'm going to leave it at home this time. In some ways, I kind of missed it though on the trip. The problem I've always got every time I go for a trip everywhere, I try and take some digital stuff, I try and take some film stuff, and you're really kind of making compromises everywhere about what you take, because obviously I don't want my backpack to weigh too much, and then every single camera you have, you invariably have to take a different battery or battery system or a charger or spares or something. So yeah, it is a real sort of a dilemma every time I go everywhere. What do I take? And yeah, with the trip to Japan, I took a completely different kit than I took to Indonesia. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Cheerio. Bye-bye.